All right, we're back again. We just catching up from the last episode. I had to jet out. My mother came and I had to leave. So I know it's gully, but it is what it is. So let's get right back into it. So as I was saying, at the last episode, the last post, we were at the point where um, Tua and Angela and Haley Comet were arguing on the Realist King's platform, and Haley had literally just threatened to spit in Angela's mouth, which, like I said in the last episode, that's fucking crazy. So remember, now we're going to stay focused. The question at hand is: does a person that brings awareness to situations is highly notarized as what happened to Adriana Young and her family supersede when a person is also bringing conflict, commotion, and chaos into the nucleus of the matter and distracting the parties or the viewers and people at hand from what the real purpose is, which is what happened to Adriana Young on April 23rd and April 24th. So, as we said in the last time, and for those that don't know, welcome to my channel. I almost forget, I got to get used to this. Welcome to my YouTube podcast channel, The Snap Ministry. I am Sister Snap, Miss Snap. Snap, like I said before, I don't care which one you choose, just as long as we snap it. So, with that being stated, we're going to take as much time as we can to kind of unpack all of this stuff that's going on with all of the controversy around social media, particularly with Haley Comet at the nucleus. So we're here just to remind you all to keep in mind that we're debunking the slanderous attacks that this woman is bringing into the atmosphere for a family that is grieving. We need to continue to ask the questions because the biggest debate that I'm hearing on social media right now is Haley Comet beneficial for the young family in getting justice for Adriana? And so I'm seeing there's division, there's sides, there's especially what they call themselves the comments. These comment people, they are vicious, they are diligent, just like Team Progress is very diligent in making sure they're going and they're lurking in other people's lives to get information, take it back to HC, and then she comes out. It's just none of this has anything to do with the facts at hand as it pertains to the people that were involved in Adriana's demise, how it happened, what parties gave disinformation, misinformation to keep the family from being able to get into the hotel. It's so much more things that we could be talking about that's more prevalent in getting justice and helping in this case. But right now, what we're going to do when we talk about justice, and this is what led me to this current mission that I'm on that's taking me away from what I really want to be doing. But what led me to this is trying to make people realize we need to just stop utilizing that phrase justice for Adriana in a very cavalier way. Because when people are saying justice for Adriana and then all of these things that are low vibrational or attached to it, then that's not justice for Adriana Young. It's not justice for Adriana Young. So my mission is to get true justice for Adriana Young, even if it's a byproduct by trying to defend the family by trying to minimize the damage that's being done to the family that's grieving. And this is where we are, Haley Comet. So the question at hand with people is, again, is she beneficial? I do not think that she is, but I am open to have the conversation. So again, leave your respectful comments in. Again, this is a part of trying to go ahead and sift away anything that does not serve the greatest and highest good for the young family while they continue this fight for justice for their daughter. So let us get back into it. Now we left off with um, Haley threatening to spit in this woman's mouth. But I want to play something. This goes back to what I was talking about in the last episode about my concern with Haley Comet's mindset, her mentality, her state of mind, because everything is contradictory, hypocritical, lies. It's just rubbish. And it really, to me, as a survivor of a narcissist, is indicative of a person who is a full-fledged narcissist with the triangulations, with the gaslightings, with the love bombing. It's just a negative ebb and flow. So remember in the last episode, she said she'd spit in this woman's mouth. But let's look at this particular incident, this particular where she's saying she doesn't, saying that she doesn't like spit. She gags or something about it. Let me make sure I have it in here. I hope I have it. Let's see if this
As soon as I saw someone do that with it. I don't worry about him, sorry. Don't worry. I can get back to him.
I'm gonna fast forward it just because I don't think we're gonna get to when she talks about
Ultimately, we all feel very lonely, right? I'll put Tori to bed sometimes and I feel really, really sad because the little voice is gone. And the other two aren't really bothered with me. They're like up in the rooms, whatever.
Okay, let's try it again.
I would can't cope with the spit. Could never cope with it.
Cope with spit. So she was talking about the incident, but you just said you can't cope with spit. But you just told this woman on the last episode, let's use our brains. Let's think about some things. Those that are really advocates for Hayley Comet and oh, she is doing wonders for this job. She is perfect for this job. We need her. That is what you all are saying you need? Is that what you actually need? Someone that literally trades, but yet you know what? Just for some bubbles, cookies, and light, I'm running one more game.
Don't worry. I can get back to him.
My internet is dragging.
It's enough. I'll put Tori to bed sometimes and I feel really, really sad because the little voice is gone. And the other two aren't really bothered with me. They're like up in the rooms, whatever.
It has nothing to do with it, but here we
I would be sick. I would be sick as soon as I saw someone do that because I can't cope with the spit. Could never cope with it.
let it speak for itself in any event. So we addressed that about the spit. So what we're doing now, what I'm doing now, what we're trying to do as it pertains to debunking this whole argument about her being what the people need as a criminologist in solving Adriana's case. What we just saw after what we saw before, is that what the people need? Someone that's that unhinged? Now, going back to the conversation as well, people, remember now, this person attacked the granny. I want you all to listen to this about the garden parties and so forth. And remember in the last episode, this woman acknowledged that she too has suffered from substance addictions, and she even mentioned her preference, which is riding the white horse. I won't say the actual name on here just in case some children wind up seeing this. So we as grown adults, we know what the white horse is. Cocaína. We know what that is, right? So she's admitted that this is something that she does. But now what she's doing is projecting her pain, her trauma, her inflictions out on others, whether it's true or not. Again, we're talking about the character of a person whom people are praising and fighting for this woman to stay involved in this family's life while they suffer, while they grieve, while they fight for justice. Let's take a listen.
Is because I have said things about Granny, and I know for a fact, not through any of the. She has bought a new house, and she has managed to make quite a lot of money in donations, etc., that should have gone to the parents. She's kept it, so that to me is really concerning. And we also think that she was paid by someone. Like, that's a lot in their circumstance and how they live to buy a new house. And I will absolutely promise that that's going to happen in the next kind of month, whatever, it'll be announced that she's just bought a new house. Now, Granny's having loads of different parties in her garden. She's snorting, sniffing, she's drinking loads. There's people around there every single night. Her granddaughter's just died, and you have literally made it a point to make it all about yourself. And I have, I never want to blame family.
One more time for the people in the back.
And some of the controversy people are not very happy with me today is because I have said things about Granny, and I know for a fact, not through any of the family members or Amicia or anyone else, just through people who know Granny in the neighbourhood, that she has bought a new house. And
Let's stop for a second and ask the question. First of all, if you're accusing someone of very strong accusations, I mean, literally, really strong, slanderous accusations, but you say you didn't hear from any direct families, you heard it from people in the neighborhood. What people in the neighborhood is this woman referring to? So now you down by law, you rocking with Guyanese people in Granny's neighborhood. Now I'm not saying that there can't be people that who have who have followed this woman or is watching Hayley Comet that may send her information. I mean, that could be the case. I'm not knocking that. But family, particularly the person who you're claiming you're fighting for justice for, so Brian and his daughter, strong accusations against his mother. And then as this thing has progressed, you're still trying to be his friend, reaching out to him, trying to talk to him. This is why this man wants nothing to do with you. Because even if his mother has played some part in this way that you are reporting on it as a TikTok investigator, even if you want justice, you want the truth to come out, there is a way to do it in every aspect of how this woman, per my standards and many others, is immature, it's antagonistic, and it actually looks like she is enjoying bringing more agony and grief to people. This is pure entertainment for this woman. This is shits and giggles, cookies and bubbles for her, as long as she's getting the light. So I just want you all to be paying attention now.
and she has managed to make quite a lot of money in donations, etc., that should have gone to the parents. She's kept it. So that to me is really concerning. And we also think that she was paid by someone. Like, that's a lot in their circumstance and how they live to buy a new house. And I will absolutely promise that that's going to happen. In the next kind of month, whatever, it'll be announced that she's just bought a new house. Now, and she's drinking loads. There's people around there every single night.
So that was
her granddaughter's just died. And you have literally made it a point to make it all about yourself and shut the mother.
Really bugging. I think I got too much stuff on here. But we'll work through it. It's a process. I'm still learning. So yeah, so you all heard that, right? You heard that. Not only is she accusing this grieving father's mother of being an addict, partying, etc., etc., but she's also clocking her dollars. What this woman was given, donated, whatever. Now, do not get me wrong for those that are listening. I am not really concerned with that part of it because if Granny took money from Bola or what may have you, then it should come to light. But there's also another narrative that she's not explaining and she is not making sure she's responsibly sharing with you all and reporting on, which is there are family members that have acknowledged that when they were in New York, there was money that was raised. And so Brian allegedly gave it to his mother to just for whatever reasons. Now that is what's rumored also. Why is she, just like she's spreading this rumor, this narrative, why isn't she not spreading the other rumor, the other narrative? You know why? Because it won't put Granny in a good light. It won't be good clout chasing commentary. That is why this woman is not telling the full story. See, and that's the thing about being responsible. When you are taking on a role, especially as someone who's going to serve as a liaison, a conduit for people, you have a duty to give it unilaterally, to get, I mean, not unilaterally, to give it factually, and to give it without bias, to not put in a subjective point of view, but to give an objective point of view. And that is not what this woman does. Now, mind you, she was clocking dollars. So one of the other things that we're going to talk about is the money, because that was the thing we kind of mentioned on the last episode with her inflicting herself and the things and the money, certain money's not being accounted for. So I also want to bring up how we get to where we are now with all of these attacks. I want you all to think about how it's shifted so much from the actual case itself, but now it's focused on creating dissension between Sabrian, Fata, claiming Sabrian is a whoremonger, for a lack of better terms. He's an adulterer. And whether it's true or not, that is not up to us to judge. Because here's the reality about life. My mother always told me, you don't know what people do behind closed doors. And even if that man does have a woman out to road or whatever, and if his wife is still with him and she's not kicking up dust, who is it for you to kick up dust and cause dissension? I know who you are. You're the person that wants to keep clicking for likes and bakes. You out here tricking for likes, tricking for dollars off of the back of others' pain. So how do we get here is the question that we ask. Oh, I'll show you. I pray this thing don't move slow, but let's go for it.
Don't do lives about it, and I've been really respectful and come back and just said, like, anything, there's something new, like, I would never do that. I've not asked the family to come on my platform because we had to wait. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, guys. So I've been really respectful of that. And then in the meantime, we're going on other shows and we're out in the information. It's just a little bit like we need to be working on the same page, and we need to keep flooding the internet, in my opinion, with daily stuff about Adriana to keep the pressure on. And since the funeral, we've stopped. And everyone stopped because there's nothing new to talk about. And that is the way they're going to get away with it, because they're going to be like, okay, we buried it, it's over. I might speak to the lawyer I speak to and just say to him, like, what is the plan of action? Because I'm struggling to produce new content based off of nothing. And I honestly...
Let's take a moment. Did you all hear what she just said? I'm struggling to post new content. Let's just take a moment and think about that, people. She just not see. This is where we need to really slow down from all of the ruckus and the chaos, and really pay attention to this woman's behavior. Not get caught in the fact that she's giving you information. You need to do your own research, people. Stop waiting for somebody else to give it to you. Do your own research. This woman just acknowledged her. She literally just told what her motive is. It's just like in a case. In a case where detectives and people are investigating, they always ask, what's the question that they ask? What is the motive? The motive will always lead you to the why, the what, the when, the where, and the how. The motive is, I don't have any information to report. I don't have anything new to report about, because the family has specifically said, we need you to take a pause, back up. We're not talking to you anymore about this. This is an act of truly investigative state now, and we don't need anything to tarnish the possibilities of getting quick, swift justice for Adriana and everything. And I think that I'm not even going to do what a lot of people do, speculate, but I feel in my heart of hearts that the light has been shown, because in the beginning it was too many things. Everything was so raw. The family could, you got too much coming at you at that magnitude. Can you imagine? People from all walks of life now reaching out to you. People want to interview you. You're still trying to fight the system, the government, the legal authority, all of the above. So you can't wrap your head around and calm your spirit to see clearly. It's too much white noise. But now that, the baby girl's remains have been, consecrated on those soils, and now it's time to settle in a little bit more and be like, okay, now we need to, okay, where are we now? And assess the whole situation. I think some things have come to light. I don't know that for a fact, but that's just logically sound mind thinking to me as to why the family has asked this woman to step back and let them breathe and don't report on the case anymore. But is she doing that? No, she's not doing it. She's still talking about the case, and literally told people the other day she claims that she did call Sir Brian and leave him a voice message and tell him she was not going to stop the case. Even if he asked her to, she would not. But she just already acknowledged that the family has already asked her to back away from the case. And yet here she is, still talking about it to this day, hence the other things that we're going to get into, because she was talking about putting the baby's remains back in the pool and went on another person's platform and lied and said she didn't say that. These are the things that concern me. These are the things that should concern you all as it pertains not to clout chasing and entertainment, but what about the well-being of this family who still don't have justice? Let's finish up on this clip.
Do you think the reason why we were moving it so much is because everyone was talking about it all the time, and there was this campaign of justice, and that's just stopping now?
But I think, see, when you asked about the children's statement as well, obviously with the brother and sister scene,
Yeah.
I don't see why they didn't answer that, because that's nothing new. Like, things have come out, like the granny have said her interviews, like, what they have said. So I don't see why they can't tell you that, but they can go onto a podcast and spout things that have never been said before. Like, that don't make sense to me.
That's kind of how I feel a little bit, and I feel like I've been really respectful. Like, I've never asked them to come on my show. I've never asked Amicia to come on here and speak, even when, like, people were saying I was scamming the family, all that stuff. I never asked her to, because she's the mum, she's grieving, she's going through so much. I never would. But these other TV shows and stuff, like, every now and again, that, like, there's a new show, one new bit of information will come out, and it's like, we need to just put it all together and just be like, this is what happened, this is what we believe happened, this is what we know from that day. And I was.
All right, let's talk about that. So I want you all, if you're willing to, and again, respectfully, let's dialogue via the comment section. Does that not, we constantly hear on our platforms and in lives, Hayley constantly talking about, oh, they're just jealous. Oh, they hating on me. Oh, they hating. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know. Does that not sound like someone bitter? Does that not sound like someone that is tainted because they're no longer able to continue the false narrative that without them, that there will be no, without her, rather, sorry, without her, that there will be no justice. Without her, no one will have updated information about the case. Without her, this whole thing is just going to go fall to pieces and Adriana won't get justice. Does that not sound like somebody who's walking and flowing in ego versus compassion, sympathy, empathy, and all of the things that are respectful to a family that has asked her to leave the case alone, to no longer report on Adriana nor their family? So this is the things that disturb my spirit and that has really led me to come on and just go ahead and move forward with this podcast. This was not the mission. This conversation was not what the Snap Ministry podcast was led to, was birthed for. But this is how, when you move in spirit and you're about righteousness, sometimes you got to put the things that you want to the back burner and focus on the things that matter the most. And right now, what matters the most is true justice for Adriana Younge. Her family should not be attacked like this. Her family should not be attacked and attached to someone of that caliber, of this caliber. So definitely let me know in the comments, for those of you that are viewing this. Listen, think about what she just said and let me know, do we really think that Hayley Comet is someone that is beneficial for the Younge family? Now, she talked about, we just watched the evidence of why this woman now is more than likely salty. Now, this is the current saltiness, but it goes back to a clip where it actually stemmed from when Sabrian originally refused to speak to Hayley Comet on another YouTube, not YouTuber, another TikTok person's platform by the name of Damien, who had done an interview. He brought Hayley Comet up onto the platform, and Sabrian literally would not speak to her, and he literally looked away and would not even give her visual contact, because that's when he, per what rumor has, started to hear about her, attacking his mother and accusing his mother. And again, regardless of what might come up with his grandmother, if anything at all, that's still that man's mother. So if you're going to report about something like that, and you have already contacted this man and made it seem like you're his friend, you making it seem like you're about him and you care, and then you attack his mother. How he treated her was warranted. But these are the things that she does. This is not the first case that she has gone off the rails with. This woman has a tendency of doing this in every case that she has touched. Jay Slater, Nicola Bully, John George. These are all cases that this woman attached herself with. And by the end of that case, the family was fuming at her and wanting her to be brought up on charges. And for those of you, let me go ahead and jump ahead, because I know some of you out there want to talk about this. This is what I know some of you that see things a different way are going to say. Oh, well, we want justice. Oh, well, sometimes it's always the family first. Nobody's saying that's wrong either. It sometimes are family members that involve, statistically speaking, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what's the difference between these cases with Hayley Comet versus actual journalists that report? They don't befriend people. They don't come up to them. They don't go above and beyond to seep into the nucleus of their souls. under the false guise that they're there to help them, and then turn and bite them, turn and slander their name. Those journalists, real journalists on syndicated shows, they don't reach out to the family like that. And if they do, they let them know, hey, we're going to do an interview. We're going to have some questions. I'm very neutral at this. I just want the facts. That is why this woman is not a legitimized criminologist, because she's too subjective in her delivery. She's too biased. She gets too emotional, and that's not healthy. So now, fast forwarding to the current event. So the last couple of days, we heard on the Realist King. Now we're getting into the Realist King now. The Realist King is now hosting HC, and she goes in his box because she has this she's gotten her tentacles into a lot of his followers. And when we listen to these lives, you know, everybody is, oh, hey, we love Hayley, we love it. I'm seeing the comment. It's a bit baffling. And this brother just said yesterday in his live, oh, if she said such and such, I need to see it. I need to see it. When she said right now, so the argument that's going around that's buzzing is she did not say that she would put Adriana's body back in the pool. So again, we're talking about patterns. Remember, we talked about this on the last episode. We're talking about patterns and behaviors, and people who have these same patterns and personalities all the time. Are they really healthy? Are they in their right mind? Are they in a state of mind where they should be considered a person of influence? So let's play. First, we're going to play his live and her denying it, and then we're going to debunk it and show the truth. Hope you got your wine, your water, your popcorn, your tea. Let us go through this.
About it. I know she's reactive. I know she's got people in her ear who twist things and make things worse, and I know she's got people who particularly like it when she's ranting and raving. So I knew that, and I even said to her the other day, I apologized for her. I said, look, I had to say what I said because I obviously protect Amicia, but I'm sorry if it's made you feel a bad way. And she got a lot of spit in her mouth and spat it at her phone screen. I never ever threatened what they're saying. Colleen is running with a narrative that I said I was going to dig Adriana's body up and place it back in the pool. That is sick, and that is crazy. That is crazy. I said that hotel should be burnt from that area, and then it should be made into a memorial garden, and that should have a play park for children. It should have Adriana's name everywhere. There should be benches with Sadiq Juman's name on there and trees, and it should be a beautiful place that people in Guyana. No, Minnie, show me the video. Then get in the box and show me the video where I've said that, because you are a blatant liar. I would never ever say that. This is what makes me angry, when you guys go to the level that you're using sick rumours about Adriana Younge that I would never ever say.
That's crazy. I don't believe the woman. I don't believe it.
No.
I don't believe. When I heard that, I didn't know. Minix, sir, what do you name? Do you have proof of Hayley saying that? Do you have proof of Hayley saying that she would dig up back this child body? I don't believe Hayley would say something so crazy. So
Never.
I haven't saw any post with her saying those words. If you have it, send me it, please.
I would never ever say that about Adriana Younge, like ever. I would never say I would dig up her body. I said that pool would be a permanent reminder that her body had been in that pool, and so they should never be able to have it. It didn't exist, Luke, because I never said it.
She didn't say that. She said that she would post pictures of Adriana all over the hotel, nor that she would dig up Adriana's body, because that's sickening. She never said that. If you listen to the video again, and the video is all over the FYP, she states that she will take pictures and post it all over Guyana and the hotel. Nothing to do with Adriana.
The hotel again, and they literally were going to try and operate. I said I would make sure there were pictures of her in that pool, so everyone was reminded of what had happened to her. Like, people are mental. If they think screen recorded or wouldn't come out, like, all of you go with that narrative if that's what you want. My people, the people who come in it every single day and watch my lives, know that my heart is good.
Minnie,
I would burn it down. I would burn it down.
You also, Minnie, let me tell you something. What Hayley said there, a lot of Guyanese been saying it even before she said. You know how many things Guyanese said anytime they are they are building back a hotel on the property. You don't want to hear some of the things Guyanese said compared to what Hayley said about burning it down. Yeah, you don't live in Guyana to hear street talk. What Hayley said there, 90% of the Guyanese that were affected by Adriana case said the same thing anytime they are to build back a building there. It's going to be burnt again.
But why is it an issue that she said that anyway? Surely you wouldn't want the hotel to be rebuilt. It had an 11-year-old murdered in there and other people.
I'm gonna say this again, right? Blue Eyes. You are the main person handling this child's case, right? Your platform is extra large, and it comes all of this hate and this backlash and this wicked. It comes with
Yeah, like Lou, I've never met people like in this case, and the lies people say and the things they do, like, you know, my cat, I would never. Why would I say that about Adriana Younge? It would ruin every video I'd ever made for her, all relationships I have with her people, the people of Guyana. It would why would I say that? And the people that run it, even Minnie, like your profile says that you've got grandbabies. Like, put yourself in the same position. If Adriana Younge had been one of your grandbabies, you'd want me to burn down the hotel too. And I did say I'd burn down the hotel. Why would I ever? I don't care if they're scream recording even. Like, I say it loud and proud. I'll phone up the government myself tomorrow and say, look, if they rebuild that hotel, absolutely people died there and they're trying to get away with justice. They're trying to blackmail a whole country and gaslight them into saying it never happened.
Why is it okay for other people to say it, but you're not allowed to? That don't make sense to me.
Because I'm a white woman, that's why.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
It's because I'm white, because I'm Casper, the Milky Bucket, and everything else they've said about me in the last couple of days. Like, I can't be respected in this case. Yeah, exactly, Lou. Like, what? Why are people mad? Unless you're on the double day hotel outside.
All right, let's pause for the cause and let's talk about that. Now, a couple of things. First of all, she did say it. She did. Now, what I will say, because this is where we talk about facts with the Snap Ministry, her words verbatim was not that she would dig up Adriana and put her back in the pool. She said it, but I would literally put her back in the pool. But logically, sound mind, deductive reasoning, if you are talking about putting this child's cadaver back in a pool, the only logical way that you would be able to do that is to physically remove her body from those consecrated grounds and put her back in the pool. So it's implied. You may not have said dig up literally, but it's implied. And it's of poor taste. Now, to the realist king who loves to give Hayley an audience, I will say this, and I will say this gently with light and love, because he's a young man. I'm probably old enough to be his mother. But this young man is, I think, misguided, is how I'll say it. And I think there is some room for some elders, especially male elders, to educate him on some things about history and the people that we subscribe to. So I'm saying that because it's going to segue into the false narrative that HC keeps spewing and keeps trying to incite and keep this negative momentum up, because it's going to, because you remember, she has Live Pro on her platform. So if you have no content, you have nothing that's going to draw people in to be like this. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Then what the freak are you going to do? You're going to lose that Live Pro. She is monetized by this platform that is enabling her to harm people on so many levels. So let us be very clear about that. Okay. There is an agenda. This is not just purely from the kindness of my heart. I want justice for Adriana. All of that emotion, I would put her back in the. Yeah, because you need that. This is where we are in the world. So now let's get to the facts of the matter, because nobody talked about because she's white. Well, I'm not going to say nobody. People probably have. I've heard, I understand that. But I know for a particular, my platform, my sistrins, my comrades don't attack her for being white. What we are doing, the people like me that are opposed to her behaviors, are trying to bring awareness about how unhealthy she is. It wouldn't matter if she's white, purple, blue, or green. If she's harming the family, if she's not helping, but more so hindering, then we're going to address it. And that's what we're doing now. So now let's get to the facts of the matter. Here we are. Remember, she said she didn't say, I would never say that. I'm going to run it again just so we can remember. All right.
World, and she will change the world. She wanted to go on to attend one of the best schools at Lenora College in Guyana. She wanted to change the world by being a trailblazer in education, and she'll never get to do that. But I guarantee you, Adriana will change the world, and she will change life in Guyana forever. And I won't stop until she does. And when Sun said today, like, we're unsure we're going to open the hotel again, you won't, because I'll make it my everyday mission to make sure that your family never have a successful business again. I will gaslight you, I will destroy you, I will talk shit about you, I'll put pictures of Adriana and Sadiq all over the place. I will put Adriana's body in the pool and I'll show people what you did. And I will make sure every single day that you don't get the chance to reopen your business. And I will encourage local people to set fire to it every time you reopen it. I will encourage people. I will literally take it on, and I could be on wanted posters all over Guyana saying wanted for terrorism. But in my country, it's freedom of speech. I can say what the fuck I like, and I'm on UK soil, and I'll say 100 times a day, set fire to that hotel. Blaze the bricks and mortar. Every day you complete and you put money in, I'll say set fire to it again. And I would have no bad feelings about that. I will absolutely get arrested in my country and questioned over whether I did that, and I will say, yes, I fucking did. And then I will show the police, I'll say, look at this little girl floating in the water, she was 11 years of age, look at her injuries on her knees and her face. Look what they've done to her body. And they'll go, okay. Do you know what I mean? I'll say, oh, it's just a figure of speech, I don't know if people can do it. And I'll pay people for the gas. I'll give people all the money for the gas and the matches. And I will put, when I send it through, in the reference thing, I will put arson, Doubleday Hotel, as the heading on my phone. Honestly will. Yeah, we'll all be there, Joe, because I'll do it on your phone. Did you do criminology at uni? I did criminology and psychology. Yes. I don't think that's why I'm good at what I do, though. I think it's experience. I think it's caring about the cases. I think it's compassion. And I think it's the time and the effort put in to truly understand. Thank you, Angela.
Now, we heard that, right? So we heard what she just said, that she would put her body back into the pool, and she's inciting, she's telling, she's luring people, hypothetically, because I mean the hotel is burnt down now, we know that. But even still, what we as people who have an audience have to do is be responsible. Now, I want people to understand, I am not totally myself personally opposed to that idea, because I am for Adriana and I know what I feel and I know what I saw. So to feel that way is perfectly warranted. You understand? Because we're not getting justice. We know what we saw. We know what we heard with the Nurse King, with Richard Singh's text. We saw that. We heard that. We know. So to feel that way is not. There's no problem with that. But when you have a massive following of 200 plus K people, and you don't know the mindsets of everybody, and particularly the people that are heightened emotions in Guyana, you cannot say things like, you should not rather say things like that. Because one, it can incite people to do things that they will be jailed for or have a criminal record for if they're caught for doing damage or whatever to people's property. And also to speak about Adriana in that light, like put her body back in. This is, and I hope you all noticed the sniffing of the nose and with the towel, like your nose always stuffy like that, like you got allergies that bad. I suffer from allergies. I don't, but I digress. So that is the proof right there. That is the proof. One more time, just because.
Empowered by that, like people know I'm changing the world, and she will change the world.
She said she's changing the world. That's ego, narcissist.
She wanted to go on to attend one of the best schools at Lenora College in Guyana. She wanted to change the world by being a trailblazer in education, and she'll never get to do that. But I guarantee you, Adriana will change the world, and she will change life in Guyana forever. And I won't stop until she does. And when Sun said today, like, we're unsure when we're going to open the hotel again. You won't, because I'll make it my everyday mission to make sure that your family never have a successful business again. I will gaslight you, I will destroy you, I will talk shit about you, I'll put pictures of Adriana and Sadiq all over the place. I will put Adriana's body in the pool and I'll show people what you did. And
I will put Adriana's body in the pool and I will show people what you did. Fuck out of here. That's poor taste. Adriana's mom, she says on another post, I would never do anything. I would never say such. I would never disrespect Adriana. I love her too much. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you love her too much, you would never disrespect her. But look what you just said about her remains that are on consecrated souls. You don't speak like that. Her mother can hear that. Imagine you saying that and her mother hears that and her mother's like, oh my God. But you claim you're for the family. These are the things that people need to really be paying attention to, the mannerisms, the characteristics, the hypocrisy, the incitement of emotions. She's inciting these emotions with people, unwarranted, very unhealthy emotions. Now, we talked about the money. So the whole thing with her and Alana, aside from Fata, is the money, the issues with her raising money. So I'm going to play a clip for you all so that you all know, for those that who have been privy to the conversation about HC raising money and not giving all the money or giving some of the money or whatever the case may have you. The point of the matter is, with this part of the conversation, is Hayley Comet knew there was a GoFundMe that was created by a verified and legitimized family member, Alana Trotz. Very respectable woman. And even though she had been given enough proof that GoFundMe was a true, indeed, and verified GoFundMe created by a blood family member, Alana Trotz, this woman still made people send her money to her personal account and lied to these people, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly, because I know that that's going to be the rebuttal. Oh, she didn't know. But did she? Did she? Because we have proof that she did know, but still created a false narrative that people needed to send this woman money within an hour's time frame so that she could pay for Adriana's autopsy. Let's take a listen.
Alana about the GoFundMe and asking for confirmation that it's the right GoFundMe is two totally separate things. And again, it's come back to the GoFundMe. It's just about the GoFundMe. And this is what I'm saying, Alana. I'm going to make a decision just to block you at this point. I'll deal with the immediate family from this point onwards, and you can do what you like to do. But you're not going to gaslight or bait me into fights, because that's the only... Was I going mad then? Now, because literally... In 2 lives today, she's got up and started going mad about something that's not happened. Like, completely gaslit a situation. And then afterwards, when I'm like, no, that's not what happened, she's like, I don't post the post, I didn't do that. But and then it goes back to, you didn't say the GoFundMe, and it's all about the GoFundMe. And all I'm asking for is for people to start shouting. No, I would never say anything bad about Adriana. Because she's going to stop a lot of people working on this case with that attitude. But honestly, what is the aim there? Like, she's from America. She's obviously been around enough stuff to know what's going on. Like, who is she working for? That's mad to me. I thought I was back with my ex, and for fuck's sake, that was mad. Like, what is that about? Like, even when I'm saying, like, I blocked her. Even when I'm saying, like, no, that's not what's happening here. Then she's like, nah, you said about GoFundMe. No, I didn't. I didn't say anything about the GoFundMe. I actually said I wanted to give to the GoFundMe myself, but I was waiting to see if there'd be a second one, which would be just for justice, instead of, like, without a cause on there.
All right, you all heard that, right? You all heard that. Like, this is a woman who is unhinged. This is a woman who's willing to This is a woman who is willing to argue and debate with blood members, people that we were privy to see. That was Alana Trotz was right there with Amisha, boots on the ground in New York. She was the small frame, short statured woman, high yellow woman. I think she had on like army type pants. She was to the left of Adriana's mom, walking alongside her. So the question that we should pose right now, again, is this a person that's healthy? If your pattern is that you get into it every time you enter into a case with family members, then is it them that's the problem or is it you that's the problem? Now I didn't realize I didn't upload the actual clip where because I have a clip where they sent me where we actually seeing her where she's telling people, okay, people, she's made it seem like and she has a pattern of doing this, making it seem as though she's talking to somebody. She mutes what she's recording on, and she'll hold her phone up where it looks like she's talking to somebody, and it's been proven that she's a lot of cases not talking to somebody, but that's for another episode. But you play like you was talking to somebody, and you come back, take your device off of mute, and you say, "Okay, so look, so the person who was whoever was going to be sponsoring the second autopsy, that person has pulled out, so they don't have the money for the autopsy tomorrow, and they're not going to be able to get the autopsy without money. So this is whatever we need to raise." So she incited this sense of urgency for these people to donate thousands of dollars. Now, for those again that are going to go with the rebuttal, raising money and helping that is a beautiful thing. That is what's needed. But what is not needed when you utilize that opportunity, you become an opportunistic person and you're giving false narratives in order to gain monetary benefits from it, not only to give to them, which is the righteous thing to do, but to keep for yourself. And Alana Trott speaks to that. There's another clip that I'm going to play for you on the next episode, but for now we're going to play this episode where she speaks about the fact that she's been reaching out to Sabrian and she did not let me make sure I have that clip. Hold on. Where she did not have the right information about the money. So, with that being stated, you clearly were not talking to Amisha because during that time, she was claiming that she was in direct contact with Amisha, the mother. So, if you're in direct contact with the family, then how could you miss that the autopsy had been paid? The second autopsy had already been paid for before the family even got to New York. So you created this false narrative that the autopsy wouldn't be done without you, without your help. There's the savior, there's the superiority complex, there is that savior complex. You made it seem like without you, there would be no autopsy, right? But guess what? There was still an autopsy. And it was without you raising that money when you said you were going to raise that, when you raised that money. Y'all forgive me if I'm stuttering because I'm trying to pull that clip. I thought I had it here. And that clip is very important. So stay with me, bear with me while I get that clip loaded. I'm telling you all, it's so much. It's so much to unpack. It's exhausting. Like keeping up and trying to bring awareness on behalf of the blessings of the family, like not the blessings of the family, but like on behalf of their well-being. That's what I'm trying to say. Their well-being. This shit is exhausting. Remind you, she gets paid for all of this stuff that she does. I don't get paid for this. I am truly doing this out the kindness of my heart because I truly do want justice for Adriana, even if it's by being a byproduct and like fighting against people that are profiting off of the back of people that are in pain. Listen to this. I got it now.
So everyone keeps talking about how Hayley was raising this money and the second autopsy was already paid for. That was miscommunication with the family and Hayley because nobody told her that the money shouldn't have gone to wherever it's gone. Nobody knows what's happened to this money. It's been sent to the family. We've showed proof earlier that it was sent to the family. So everyone keeps talking about.
Can you, since you're going to speak about that, can you specify? We need specification. So family is a very generalized term. So can you specify exactly who the money was sent to and what was the amount?
It was sent to Angie. I don't know the specific amount, but I know it was 5,900 something.
Exactly how much was it, and exactly how much was their receipts to show all of the incoming money that came to HC's personal banking information that we saw her give for you all to raise? Has anybody verified that, Ellie?
That was sent to the family, yeah. But the receipt we showed was the money being sent to Ange. Hayley's personal bank details doesn't need to be broadcasted everywhere. She showed the receipt that she's sent the money. The family have said that they've sent.
Ellie, can I just interject? It was written on a piece of paper that anybody can just write on. So when you're talking about a receipt, I just wanted to say that.
No. We posted the PayPal screenshots earlier on the Realist Kings Live showing the money going to Ange. But I had scribbled out her name because it shows Angie's real name.
One more time.
Told Hayley this. Nobody did. Alana confirmed that on the live earlier. So everyone keeps talking about how Hayley was raising this money and the second autopsy was already paid for. That was miscommunication with the family and Hayley because nobody told her that the money shouldn't have gone to wherever it's gone. Nobody knows what's happened to this money. It's been sent to the family. We've showed proof earlier that it was sent to the family. So everyone keeps talking about Hayley.
So we heard that, right? Let's talk about it real quick. So if Hayley, again, remember, was talking to the direct family, how did she not know that the autopsy was already paid for? Now, I'm not going to get too much into the Angie thing because that's something that's that's on the wavelengths right now. That conversation of who Angie is, what part she plays. Angie and Amisha have been on Mark Benshop's, I think that's how you pronounce his name, his site. So that's for another episode. We're really focusing on Hayley right now and her credibility as it pertains to, is she helping or hindering this case? The point right there with that clip was she was claiming to be talking directly to Amisha, the mother, and the lawyer at that time. Now, a lawyer is a person that has to be held accountable for what they say because they could lose their license, their bar, their license to practice law through the bar. So if you were on the phone with the lawyer, claiming that you were on the phone with the lawyer, how did you not know that the autopsy had already been paid for? And what was the urgency for the money that was raised? Now, you all can speculate about that because that is something to inquire about. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm here for. But it does raise an eyebrow if since the autopsy stated by Alana was already paid for, why was there such an urgency built up to get up to $6,000, which it was more than that she collected, but we're not going to talk about that either right now because she pocketed, and that's the other clip that we'll talk about in the next episode. So definitely stay tuned because there is so much more to unpack. So see, we're just slowly looking at all of these little tidbits. We're chipping away at this thing. Oh my gosh. So this didn't have, and these are the things that she is not going to show you. These are the things that side of the fence is not going to talk about because it would taint her namesake. It would taint her brand that, oh, this woman is not 100% honest, 100% truthful. Even though there is a record, a long list of evidence where she's done this to other families. And it's done exactly in the mannerism, the patterns, and in the order that is being done to the Younge family right now. This is her hustle. This is what she does. Always uses money to get into the family's lives and then rips them to shred, creates all kind of dissension between them. So this is the pattern. And with the arguments that keeps happening, now she's arguing with Fata. We talked about that yesterday. We've proven now she's arguing with the blood family member, Alana. And one of the questions that's being posed is Hayley Comet jealous? Because she is not as close to Brian and the family as these other people, Fata, Alana, the cousin that, here stateside. Just again to prove that this cousin is legit and this cousin should have been given her respect and her flowers. This cousin moved so many mountains that she got a world-known artist. And I've loved this woman from young, from when I used to go down to Miami to Best of the Best Fest. And I met this woman, Spice, big, big, big artist from Jamaica, now on Love and Hip Hop show. This woman was granted an audience, meaning a lot of trots was granted an audience by Spice. Let's look.
Hi, Spice. How are you?
I am okay. My fans have been telling me your name, so I'm not sure if I have the right person. That's why I accepted it.
Yeah, that's me. Adriana is my niece. Her mom and I are blood cousins. Her mom's mom and my dad are brothers and sisters. I'm the one that has the GoFundMe set up for Adriana.
Oh, so you do have a GoFundMe set up?
I do have a GoFundMe. A lot of people has been reaching out to me to let me know that you are using your platform. You're one of the only Caribbean singer that's using your platform to shed light on what happened to Adriana and the family. So I did wanted to come on to see if I get a chance to talk with you, because I know you said you wanted to get in contact with Mom. It's really appreciated.
Are you able to turn your camera on to make sure we're talking to the right person?
I can. Let me go. I'm on the patio. Let me go inside. Hold on.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
I'm really happy. I know that my fans will have pointed me to the in the right direction, because I really want to say something. I'm going to say it to you off camera, because what I want to say, I don't think the world needs to hear it. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't sleep last night because of.
I can feel it. I'm shaking. I'm so sorry. I'm just in my robe, just being here. I'm shaking because I know what we have to talk about. And I've been praying and I've been being guided. And the moment it happened, like, I know there was things beyond what people are seeing. There's something behind the scene. There's other things behind that some people are in tune with and some people are not. And it just makes me sick. I have not slept in the past week. I try to get some sleep today. It just makes you sick. You can't sleep. You can't eat. I have kids of my own. The moment she went missing and my cousins called me, I was like, wait, what? And I felt certain things. Wednesday night, there was a past relative that me. So I know what you're talking about. There's certain things that you do need to speak to the mom in private. So I completely know what you're going to say and hear it. You need to deliver your message to her.
Is it true that a date is already set for her homegoing?
Yes. I think it's Monday. And I have my own opinion on it. I know a lot of people do have their own opinion on it. I would hope they would keep her a little longer. But, I understand where the mom and the dad is wanting to put her to rest. And, I understand that aspect of it, but it's way bigger than what it is.
I'm going to pause right there because I think that was enough for you all to see and understand just how powerful and pivotal this blood family member of Adriana is to this case, to this family. Alana Trotz is a pivotal force in making sure the business aspect of things are handled properly for her family. And this is the woman that Hayley Comet is attacking and literally going off on. I want you all to take a look at something as well. Hopefully you can see this. And if you can't, I'm going to read it to you. This is from Hayley Comet to the cousin Alana, who we just listened to. F off, Alana. I've done more for Adriana than you ever could. You're spiteful something. I can't see it. Spiteful something. And not for one day have had good intentions. Either way, I can't read all of it because of the thing. But you just told, the point of the matter is, again, we're talking about the mentality of Hayley Comet. Is this person really here to help, or is she here to create this? And how do you tell? The question that I pose is, how do you continually keep attacking family members? It said to walk like a duck, quack like a duck, look like a duck. Guess what? It's a damn duck. That's a problematic person. My mother always told me, who's the common denominator in situations? If a situation, a chaotic situation keeps arising around you, then it's not everybody else, boo boo. It's you. You're the common freaking denominator. And it continues on and on and on. But guess what? People who are not thinking, who are believing that this woman is beneficial to this case, guess what? This is not because she cares. This is not because, oh, I made a promise to Adrian. This is because this keeps the momentum going. This keeps people engaged, keeps her relevant to the case so that she continue to keep that live pro and get them dollars. So she can continue to sit at home and support her inhibitions and support her afflictions. I want you all to listen to this. And we're gonna wrap up from here because enough is enough. And we'll get prepared for the next episode.
I heard all your voice notes that you sent to Sue Bryan. You're obsessed with Sue Bryan. If I let people listen to your voice note that you left Sue Bryan back to back to back to back, you're obsessed with Sue Bryan. You're obsessed with the family. If people hear your conversation that you was harassing Sue Bryan, I heard it all.
Oh my God!
Let's not go there. You're obsessed. Do not come for somebody and expect them to sit the fuck down. Hayley, you inserted yourself into some family shit.
Y'all heard that? This is a person that is saying she's for the family. So let me fast and quick hurry up and get through this thing because it's just so much to unplug, and I've taken enough of your time, but I'm thankful for any of all you that stayed here. I want you all to listen to this. Now, she's attacked the family. She's attacked Foster. She's stated, we heard her say how she was basically offended and hurt because the family doesn't want her to talk about the case anymore, and even had one of her associates basically saying they're upset too because the family is going on new platforms and provided new information. And Hayley is literally bothered by the fact that she's not the one to get the information, and she wished they would communicate with her so they can all just get it out. She wants to have a presence. She wants to have a station, a status. This is not done because she cares about Adriana. This is just a high profile case that she is going to get high numbers for. Let's take a listen to what she said about Sir Bryan. And just recently was talking about how she talks to him and he wants her to stay on the case. But this is what she said about Sir Bryan, the father of Adriana Younge. Let's take a listen.
Tigers, especially tigers, that it would make him feel loads better because it would give him a brighter day. So people were like, because he was stood next to the place he was burying her grave when he said it, like, oh, it would give me a better day if you were sending me lions and tigers. But a lion to send is £350 my money or 97,000 in.
Please drop in the comments. Why are we clocking how much a gift on TikTok costs? Why are you calculating what this man might be getting? Especially after we saw the conditions that this man lives in, him and his family lives in. If the people want to give him 100 million gazillion freaking lions and tigers and bears, oh my, that is his prerogative. Because we see on your lives, you're constantly getting, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You get gifts every day, all day. You get paid to be on live. This man doesn't. And this man right now has the biggest fight of his life. He is fighting for his daughter's justice. This man more than likely cannot go back to work where he would actually be getting an honest paid wage. So if this man is on the live, what we call tricking for, like, whatever we want to call it, is his prerogative. And if anybody deserves it, it is him. Because this thing costs money. To fight a legal case, it costs money. These attorneys are not doing it pro bono and typically out of the goodness of their heart. In some cases, they do. And in this case, because that attorney knows what happened to that baby and what this family members' living conditions, what their bracket is, may be doing it pro bono, but this is still they have a long road to go. They might be fighting for years. It takes moolah. So if this man gets a lion, a tiger, and a bear, oh my, for $350, whatever, he deserves it. It's his prerogative. And if you claim you're for the family, Hayley Comet, and you want them to get justice, why are you trying to box food out this man's mouth? Why are you trying to box him out? What's your agenda? So you want to keep accusing everybody else around you, accusing the granny, accusing Stefan, accusing Sabrina, accusing Alana. What about you? What's your agenda? Do you want attention and status and clout that damn bad that you will box out his blessings? I'm not even going to continue to play the rest of that because this is exhausting because you all heard it. You all heard it. She's literally attacking this man. Now, last thing before we get out of here. Remember, we're leading up. We're getting there. We're about to land this plane. It's been about this money this episode. We're talking about money and all these things and how money is being mismanaged. Money has disappeared. People are arguing about it. But this is a pattern. So again, we're not just talking about this case. This woman continuously has issues as it pertains to crowdfunding. And money gets missing or money is misappropriated or misplaced. Let's listen to this. This is from a person who she had her Comet crew send money to. And then let's take a look and see.
No, being negative, Alana, about the GoFundMe.
And wrong one. I meant to pull up the other one. Hold on, sorry about that. We're still learning. We get in here. We getting in.
Oh my God. As in 1,000 UK dollars or 1,000. Not that it makes a difference, but it makes a huge difference to how much money it is. Please, no one send any more money. Or contact your bank and say it's fraud as quick as you can. Let me just leave a voice note. I've just been on my live and I've just alerted people to not send money, and loads of my people have already sent in money.
Notice how she's acting like she's on the phone talking to somebody. I just went on my live and I've seen loads of people, to donate money, but nobody can hear who, if anyone, she's talking to. Remember, she did it with the other one we talked about. Again, we're talking about the patterns. We're breaking down, we're sifting through the mannerisms and the patterns that prove that this person, I believe, is a fraud, is a hustler, and is an unhealthy, vicious parasite in people's lives. I know those are harsh terms, but she's sparing no expense on other people's feelings, well-being. Why should I? Especially at this point.
Some have sent him a lot of money. Oh my God, contact your bank straight away. Because I literally last night I thought, okay, if he's working with the family, you sent 1K US dollars. Oh.
These people are sending thousands of dollars. I don't know where her audience comes from or what they do for a living, but this woman daily can raise thousands of dollars. This is how pivotal this woman has become in this demographic's life. These people are willing to just throw money at her. And did that look like a person who was really concerned, who was really a person that was defrauded herself? That to me was poor acting. That to me was, in my mind, and this is my personal opinion, that you are such a hustler, such as you did with what you did with Adriana's case, with that GoFundMe or that PayPal. You had people send money to your personal account. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. You created a sense of urgency to get money, and certain funds were misappropriated. Certain funds didn't show up. Now here's another case where you created a sense of urgency for people to donate money, and now you're claiming, oh, it was fraud, etc., etc. This happens all the time with this woman in every case that she deals with. And there's proof. And when we go live and we start taking calls, people are going to call in and talk about it.
Oh my God. His name's Jexy Gibbs on Facebook. Oh. 3 of my people have sent him 1,000 US dollars. The rest have sent 50, 40, loads of people have sent money like overnight thinking they were getting the FBI involved. Everyone contact your bank ASAP, no matter if it's $10, no matter if it's $1,000, you need to try and get that back.
All right, we're about to get out of here, people. I'm so thankful that you all joined me on this second episode, part 2 of Debunking Hayley. Is Hayley Comet helping or hindering? Because this is what we are here to do at Snap Ministry Podcast. It is to bring awareness. We're here to uplift people, particularly sisters. This is a platform that we are going to grow and we are going to build. Um, but right now, this to me is most imperative because I, as an auntie, a beautiful niece, as a nieces, as a mother of sons, I am about what's right for children. And what has transpired with the Young family, with Adriana Young, is atrocious. It is devastating. And we need to have more people on the ground, more people doing the footwork to help keep the momentum alive so that her memory doesn't fall by the wayside now that she has been laid on consecrated soils. So thank you for listening. Again, this is not about hate. This is not about jealousy. This is not about anything but righteousness. People doing what's right. And I don't mind standing in the front line to bring forth righteousness, to call out wrong and evil and manipulative doing. And on that note, I feel that Hayley Comet is not beneficial for the Young family. I believe that Hayley Comet is doing her TikTok crime reporting for her own interest and her own notoriety. So I hope you got enough information from this episode to help you all see a little bit more clearly about the different faces of Hayley Comet. We're going to try to wrap up this segment on these episodes with her because there's so much better things in life that we could be talking about. But again, because of all of the divisiveness online and through social media and the division that she is causing within the Guyanese community, within the social media community, I felt it was my duty to try and come and speak from as best as possible non-biased space, meaning showing facts on how this woman has contradicted herself and how she is causing the family even more irreparable harm. So, see you next time. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and please drop a comment, respectful comment out here. Drop a comment and let's engage because I want to engage. I want to know logically what other people are thinking because there's different ways that we can look at this. But this is a conversation that should come forth. This is a conversation that needs to be had. So I see you all next episode. Until then, light and love, peace and blessings. Remember, words without works is worthless. Blessings.